I bet with Interbet only. They're a fantastic site. I've never had any issues with them. They are very professional. There's never a problem. You deposit money, 2 seconds later it's in your account. You withdraw, which I do very occasionally, and I believe it's also 2 seconds it's in your account.
We're on to race number 2, where 20 past 12 is the off time, 1200 meters is the distance. This is a maiden plate, La Liga maiden plate, and it is the start of the bipod, as I mentioned, at 20 past 12. So make sure you get your bipod bets on. And the second race, well, we've got an odds-on favourite in the form of number 1, Vibe SA, but we'll touch on his chances in a moment. Let's have a look at the rerun and then a couple of interviews.
To make up, My Boy Lollipop, commanding inside the 200-meter marker, has a 2-length advantage. Dapper's back in second, but Richard Ferree and this favourite, they fast and furious, feeding their focus, commanding and Richard Ferree, number 300, Dapper's second. Then came I Salute You in behind these runners, and we'll get back to the minor positions.
Yeah, that's he's a big strapping son of Active War, and lovely horse, but I feel that he's a tough horse that would probably also need 1 or 2 runs for the penny to drop and for him to find out what it's all about. But he's had plenty of work back home, and I can just, he's one of those horses that you put him in behind, when you pull him out he still doesn't know quite what to do, but he's a nice top, and I think he's got potential, and he'll just continue to improve.
Yeah, Katavar. Actually, Gold Circle phoned for additional runners because the field was so small. He wasn't in my plan to, wasn't part of my plan to run him in this 1200-meter race, Warren. But he had a sprint up yesterday. His recovery seemed good, so I'll most probably keep him in. I'll just see what his blood picture looks like today. And it looked quite a competitive race, but with Richard up and small field, I'm sure he'll place.
Yeah, Buggerluggers, his first run at Scottsville was a nice run. He showed a lot more speed than I expected. Now he's had a long break. Unfortunately, he pulled up, he had a knee chip that was removed, but it was very successful. He hasn't given us any problems since then. And he's a nice type of horse, but I feel that he'll probably need a run under his belt to bring him where I want him to be. And he'll probably also go a mile, but you can include him in the exotics.
Well, having a look at the market for race number 2, number 1, Vibe SA is at 6 to 10. He's your short price favourite in the second race. Dapper is trading at 11 to 2. Number 2, the Mikado, is at 7 to 1. Number 5, Lancia, is at 10 to 1, along with number 8, Katavar, and then it's 14 to 1 and Better Bar those. So it's a race where you either in the camp of number 1, Vibe SA, or you're looking to get him beat. And well, given that he's had his chances in KZN, he's had 4 starts, and he was beaten favourite on 2 or 4 occasions. And then last time out, well, he went off as the favourite. He ran second in his penultimate start. So he seems to be a horse that is vulnerable. He's not the most reliable horse that you can put your head down and have a full go on him, because as you can see, he's run second on 4 occasions. So I think in terms of the bipod, he probably is the right horse, and the horse that I'm sure many punters will look to bank. But I think there's horses in this race here that can give him a run for his money. Number 2, the Mikado, he ran a blind-on debut behind Kalahari Roller, and next time out, it almost looked as if you can put and you can collect. But it was far from that. He was slow out, changed legs, and the vet reported nothing there. But I think he's better than that run. Frank Rompton has given him 80 days off. He returns 1,200 meters. Hollywoodbets Greyville, JP van der Merwe takes a ride. I think he's open to significant improvement. He's a 2-year-old, and I think there's more to come from him. So from a 2 draw, I expect him to run a nice race. You've got number 7, Dapper, who I think will continue his good form, and I think he'll be on the premises. And then number 5, Lancia. Well, if it was 1,400 meters, I'd be slightly more confident about his chances. But I think at 10 to 1, he could represent some decent value in this contest. And I'm sure that he'll run a nice race. So numbers 2, 5, and 7 are the horses that I think can beat number 1, Vibe SA, who looks to be a bit vulnerable at 6 to 10. Dees, how do you see race number 2 unfolding?
Yeah, the right horse is on the top of the betting boards, no doubt about that. On the form lines he represents, bringing from Gauteng, the fact that he's been punted by his followers, and I'm sure that confidence was passed on from the stable. He'll be suited to the course from draw number 1. He's there for free. He's a horse that just gets into his stride very early in the race. So they may have found the right type of race for him, but odds-on shots, you, the valued racing fan, will have to be the judge on how you're going to play it, whether you're going to include him in your all-to-comes or not. But it is the start of the bipod, as Raheel mentioned, and he'll be a popular choice. He'll have the majority of the tickets on him. Number 1, Vibe SA. For those that are trying to beat him, and if you do beat him, then you're looking for a proper result here. Imagine in leg number 1, if you have to drop an odds-on shot, that's when you start, multiplying it out, and the dividend starts increasing. Raheel has mentioned number 2, Mikado. Personally, I think if you're going to judge him on that last start, which doesn't represent his form, as he was the even money shot, personally, I think he looks well held by the horse from the Paul Lafferty stable, the 2-year-old Dapper. I agree with Raheel on number 5, Lancia, that he is going to be a massive improver over this distance. Go and watch that replay of his first starts if you got some time. He just seemed to be all at sea for most of the race. He wasn't, the horse that has got the experience, and you'll see the difference with horses that debut and can't find their feet around Hollywoodbets Greyville. That one run does them the world of good, and I think this could be the case here with number 5, Lancia. So the horse number 5, Vibe SA. Yep, it's nothing too creative here with regards to selections. I think he's the right horse in the race. Many will be trying to get on in a big way here at around 6 to 10 with the multiples. But if you're playing to beat him, then numbers 5 and 7. Number 7, Dapper from the Paul Lafferty stable. You can clearly see that all his runs have been at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. If he takes to the track, I think he's a massive runner. He was no match for Commanding in that replay, but I think at this track, if he can possibly build on his 3 runs to date, he could be a massive improve in the race. Keep an eye on number 8, Katavar, if that's going to run or not. You heard it from Tony Riverland. But how many horses are going to go here in the bipod, Raheel? Are you going to back this horse up in a confident way to look for cover, or are you hoping that you can beat him?
Dees, I'm hoping that I can beat him, and I'm hoping for a result in leg number 1. I'm going to include the horses that I mentioned, 2, 5, and 7, along with the 1. If I beat the 1, I think I'm going to double up. Either way, I think I'm going to be doubling up in the first leg here. But if I can beat the 1 out of the top 2, I think it's a bomb result, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm hoping to double up. Numbers 1 and 7, I think they could run 1, 2, 5 is the improver in the race. And race number 2, bipod 12-20.
Hi, I'm Trevor, the CEO of the same foundation. The donation we received from Interbet helped us in procuring vital, life-saving medical equipment and PPE for Tygerberg and Groote hospitals in the Western Cape. This was while the Western Cape was the epicenter of the pandemic. If you would like to get in touch or assist us in these projects, you can get hold of us on our website, which is www.samefoundation.org.za, Facebook and Instagram or LinkedIn.